January is about to end. So what is your top January transfer window wish list? So when does this transfer window close, first of all? Does anyone know?
I believe
31st.
last either last week in January or first week in February. Let me
Okay,
double check. I'll double check.
okay, so we
I
have
think
either
it goes
10
on
days.
31st midnight.
Oh wow. So we have 10 days. All right. 10
Yeah,
days to do
31st
something.
midnight.
I mean, I feel like we can come up with a wish list. It's clear that nothing's happening. But let's talk about that. What do you guys want?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, February 1st, 2024 is the official close.
Okay.
Thursday, February
Mhm.
1st, 2024.
Get
Midnight.
that due to the carpet. I mean, it's a wish list, right?
Yes.
For me, Tony, just bring Tony in, puts or but then it's very tricky, because if you bring in Tony, that means you can't sign anyone in the summer because, of course, it's Arsenal. Once they do one deal, they can't do the other deal. It's always like that, right? From since I've known this team. So for me, I would just say if we can get anyone on loan, someone that knows how to put the ball at the back of the net. Basically, it doesn't have to be some star-studded player, someone that can just do the job for 6 months. I mean, there's rumors about Benzema. Honestly, I'll take him. Yes, he's lost space, he's lost everything, but at least he knows where that 18 box is, right? I mean, that's basically what we need. Because the thing there is that Arsenal will create a lot of chances, a whole lot, and you can't tell me that if you have Benzema in the 18 box, just leave him there. Don't involve him with the build up. Just you know, we're having this argument in the group chat. Say, we have all these players that can do multiple things. I think it's high time we stop that. Just get one specialist.
We need a makeshift, We don't even need to just a makeshift striker. There is nothing wrong in us growing some cojones and saying Benzema, just come and help us this last half of the EPL season. Maybe if you do well, you collect EPL one EPL medal. So that's Benzema. You can bribe me. I'm serious. Close your eyes and do it. And then what that does in the interim is it lets us really really save up and not really waste money on anyone because everybody's screaming Tony Tony. Prince White just said Tony. Man, I don't want Tony near
I
Arsenal.
want him.
Oh.
No.
Please, let's be
Well,
guided. Oh, let's be
what's what
guided.
what's your reason for not wanting Tony?
Because we've had numerous Tonys before. We don't want any more
I'm
Tonys.
so sorry. Big
We
fish,
Which
we
small
numerous
pond.
Tony?
bro, we
Well,
know this is Arsenal, bro. This is not Dundee United.
No, we can't do it. Don't fall for
Ha.
it. Don't fall
So
for it.
no, let's not.
okay,
I
okay.
rather we
I'm going
get a
to
makeshift
I'm go-
striker
I'm
now.
going mhm. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. So ideal, let's assume money is not the problem right now. We want to sign. Who would be your ideal striker?
Benzema, he wants to leave. He has a
No,
reason.
forget Benzema. No,
Why
Benzema
are we
cannot carry us to
forgetting
the
him?
next
He's the one that came out
for
and
the
said he
next
wants
six
to
months.
leave.
That's for
You mean
because
like
now
a
you're saying you don't
long-term
want Tony.
project? You mean a long-term project?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm Mbappe. Money's not a problem. Mbappe.
Oh, money's not a problem about. See, yeah, why are you vexing? That's what
You
you
asked
said.
the question. You asked the question.
Ah,
You know what? Let me tell you why I don't want Tony. I'll tell you why.
right.
First of all, let me add Ola because Ola usually, even though he's a Liverpool fan, Ola, welcome. He's joining us
What's
for a
up,
different.
Ola?
Yeah, I think Tony. Okay, right now they're quoting 80 to 100 million. So I have a problem with the
Mhm.
price for a
Good
28-year old.
football.
That's a problem with the price for a 28-year-old. I also have a problem with big fish and small. I'm consistent with that, and there's going to be the anomaly. Very few of them pan out, but there are
Mhm.
some. I'm not going to dispute that he could be the one that stands out as far as like big fish, small pond. I mean, he's in a small market right now. I don't think that usually translates to a bigger market. Same for coaches. I say it all the time. Two,
Oh,
I'm not going to
okay.
dog kick him out while he's down, but I don't like the charges he had against him. I don't know if it's rectified, and you can't be banned for 8 months. And that
Okay. Okay.
if
Let
that happens
me
again, then we lose
let
him for eight
me
months.
play devil's advocate here. There's this saying in Naija, they will say, "Now who they cash, now be thief." You know, who they, now who they cash. All of us, we have something in our corner, but they never catch us, right? The point I'm
Yes.
trying to make now, see, I, I started to look at players differently. For me now, availability is a very, very strong point in picking any player. The last time Tony was injured was in 2016. 2016. Let us sink in for a moment. 2016 was the last time Tony was injured. He's only had one injury in his career, or one time where he missed a period of games. That's a very long time.
And that's because he has
So
not played for Arsenal. When he plays for
Yeah,
Arsenal, the injuries
exactly.
keep
You
coming.
know the story. You know
Arsenal, but
the
yeah, Arsenal or no Arsenal, right? But then see, it's the same thing, right? Like there's some players that are just ridiculously available. The same thing with Rodri. If Rodri gets injured now, we know what's going to happen with Man City. But Rodri is almost always available. 60 games a season is always. It misses like maybe 1 or 2 games a season. The same thing too with Declan Rice. He barely misses any games.
Yeah, Saka doesn't miss.
Even even going back as far as Granit Xhaka, as bad as he was for Arsenal, he barely missed any game. And look at how we're suffering now because we're missing Partey. You know, if we can even just get 20 games from Partey, I know what our season will be like because there is no one that can break the lines from deep like Partey does, right? So imagine having Partey, for a full season. I know how Arsenal, I know how our season would be. So my point now is if you're picking any player, you also have to factor in the availability. How much can you or how much value can you actually get from this player? Tony is available. Yes, it's the price is ridiculous, but yeah, you blame those down the road that are paying 100 million for the Caicedo. Those are the ones that are spoiling the market. You blame them, but the market is the market.
FFP violation. So we're hearing news again. That's why Ola has joined us. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but apparently Everton has breached the law again. I'm like twice in one season. What's going on? So tell us what's going on, Ola. How this may affect signings.
Uh, well, yeah, it's Everton, so I'm happy to come here and start dissing them as a Liverpool fan. So I'm happy to start dissing them, but it's a general problem. It's a general problem. You guys, when you were discussing, you were saying if money is not an issue, this is what you will do. If money is not an issue, but now all of us, all the clubs have come to the realization that you cannot spend stupidly again. Look at this January. The only club that has really done any decent business is Newcastle. I think they brought in one. Is it Newcastle? Sorry, Tottenham. Tottenham. They're the only club that have brought in any player for money because all the clubs are now aware that this PSR, the profit and sustainability rules, is catching them. It's pinching hard. So that's even for us now. Like if you wanted to bring in Tony, for example, you would have to free up funds. You might have to sell Nketiah or somebody, maybe ESR, like I said, is from your academy. In fact, he is probably the more lucrative option for you guys to sell because you bank the whole profits. No, I'm telling you, it's the same for Chelsea. That's why Chelsea too are in trouble because Chelsea, they are looking to move on and their captain, Conor Gallagher, because they need room to be able to bring in players. So basically, that's what happened to Nottingham Forest and Everton. This PSR rule is basically financial fair play, but they're calling it PSR now. What they're doing now is they're telling you that over a 3-year period, you cannot make losses of more than £105 million over 3 years. What happened to Everton was they calculated it up to 2022 season, and of course, Everton went over the 105 limits. I think they made losses of 124. Why they got punished and why people were saying, "Oh, it's not fair on Everton." Everton admitted their guilt. So, like Prince Evan says, they actually got caught and said, "Okay, it's true. We are thieves. We are thieves." So they held up their hands and said, "We are thieves." So the Premier League said, "Okay, but we warned you." That's why the Premier League were after them because Everton had come to the Premier League before and said, "Look, our books are not balancing. Our maths is not mathing. Can you help us look at our book?" Premier League suggested to them, "Okay, you guys, don't buy any stupid transfers. Don't make any big transfers. Just try to stay within the limits." So they advised them. Everton didn't hear. They put their fingers in their ear and went and started splurging money. So when they now exceeded the limits, Premier League now said, "But we warned you. And now you're admitting guilt. We're going to dock you 10 points." Then everybody started saying, they are victimizing Everton. They are victimizing Everton. But they broke the rules. They cheated. And people are not even showing sympathy to the teams that got relegated. The teams that got relegated, Everton just stayed up by maybe 2 or 3 points. There were teams that went down that nobody's having sympathy for. People are having sympathy for Everton. Anyway, these new charges are based on 2023 season. So they now investigated them again. And both clubs admitted guilt again. Forest too. You know, Forest, when they came, started buying like pure water. They were buying players like pure water from all corners of the globe. There are like 27 players, I think they bought in the summer. So they too they have exceeded the profit and the limits, 105 million pound limits. Now the knock-on effect for the whole league is that everybody's now sitting up. Everybody's like, man, we don't gas, so we cannot just be spending money stupidly. That's why you see teams like even it's affecting not just the small teams, even the big teams. But people used to say before, oh, this FFP is just targeting the up and coming clubs. You know, they're not letting them. But it's affecting even Man U. Man U got punished for FFP violation last year, and they too can't spend anyhow. That's why they too are looking to try and sell players so they can bring in new players. That's why they have to bring somebody on loan. Was it Amrabat? They couldn't buy Amrabat straight up because they too are in the process of almost violating FFP. So Everton and Forest now have been made scapegoats again. And of course, what we will hear is, what about Man City? The Lance Armstrong FC, the biggest thief of them all. What's happening with them? The thing is, it's false equivalence. What Man City did is not equivalent to what Everton and Forest did. Man City's case is more complicated. They are obstructing justice. They are not handing over all their books. They cooperated up to a certain amount and then they stopped cooperating. They didn't admit guilt. Their lawyers are blocking everything. Their lawyer, like Premier League will say, we need this document. Their lawyer will say no. They'll carry it to court. They'll drag it out 3 months. Then the court will now say, yeah, release that document. So they're just dragging it out. So that's why Man City's case is not cleared yet. But it's not like they're going to entirely escape. They are still being under investigation. It's just like Everton's case and Forest case is more straightforward, and those clubs cooperated and they admitted guilt. Man City are now admitting guilt. Man City, they even said it. They said the verbatim that we will hire the best lawyers and we'll drag this out. We will outspend. They said it about UEFA. Yeah, it was in an email. One of the executives wrote it. He said, don't worry, let UEFA bring their lawyers. We'll bring our lawyers, we'll outspend them. That's what Man City are doing. They don't hide it. And then something came out today about Man City. Last year, Man City went to meet the sports minister in the UK, Stuart Andrew. They went to meet to discuss. They said they were discussing football governance. Why are you the only club discussing football governance? why are the 19 other clubs not discussing football governance? So very, very suspicious, very suspicious. And this just came out today. Nobody even really knew about this. They just went behind everybody and went to meet the sports minister. That's why they say political. That's why when you have these political regimes, they're trying to exert their influence. They're trying to dodge. Now they're claiming, no, we didn't discuss the 150 charges. No, we're just talking about football governance. Well, why? Why is it only your club that to discuss with the sports minister? So it's an interesting situation.